Hey guys, Max92 and welcome back to another tryout. Today's tryout is on Orcs Must Die. So you might be able to tell that I sound a little off. I've been like congested, dealing with either like a cold or allergies all week leading up to this recording. So I sound a little weird, so that's just how the video is going to be. Sorry, I guess. Anyway, we're just going to get into the video. If you don't know, Orcs Must Die was a game that came out in 2011 and it was originally on the Xbox 360 and then eventually got ported to PC. It was an Xbox Live Arcade game. I think I have it on Xbox, but I'm playing it on Steam. This is where I'm playing it for this video. Additionally, this is another game that I remember reading about back in the day in the official Xbox magazine. And I can show you the little review. It got reviewed in like the second issue that I had from my like year subscription that I have. So it was like, this is also another game that I'm just sort of like familiar with to like some extent, just because like it was in my sphere of influence at that particular time when it came out. I don't remember 2011 very well, but I feel like this game was a relatively unique sort of thing at the time. It's a third-person tower defense horde shooter type of thing. I played for just about an hour, a little over an hour. I can't remember exactly how many missions I did, but that's where I'm coming from when I'm talking about this. The game pulls from a fantasy aesthetic and setting, but it has that sort of postmodern, self-aware tone to the way that it discusses the tropes and portrays the characters and stuff like that, that I feel like has become pretty common nowadays, but I don't know exactly how typical it was of the time. But it does kind of feel like, yeah, this is a sort of like early 2011 sort of vibe. And so I think because of that, there might be a little bit of, some people might be turned off by that a little bit because tastes have changed in, what, 12 years. But I think it has a pretty solid core concept and some gameplay that is decently satisfying to play. It's nice to sort of like set up these choke points to really thin out the horde and have to think on your feet strategically to sort of rearrange your traps. If like, oh, I screwed up in setting this up, I gotta pull that stuff down so that I, whatever. And all that like decision making that you do both on the fly and in pre-planning that really comes together in a satisfying way. And it makes sense that there is a second and third game in the series. I'm definitely interested in sitting down to play more of it. It was pretty fun with the time that I spent. I do like tower defense, I just don't really play them that often. I wish I could remember the other game that I have that kind of plays like this, but I can't remember what it's called. If I figure that out, I'll slap a thing in editing. But I also do have Orcs Must Die 2 and 3 on Steam, so I imagine at some point after I get through playing this first game, I can check out those, and maybe I'll do tryouts or something on those when I've gotten around to them. Who knows? I don't plan that far ahead on this series, but that's, I think, most of what I had to say about this. Besides that it passes this tryout, I do think that at the very least you should check out this series in some capacity. I don't know much about the other two games and like how people's opinions have fallen over time on all three of them and what's the best to pick if you're a newcomer or whatever. But I do think that it's a interesting thing to check out, especially if you like tower defense games and stuff like that. So yeah, that's all I had to say. So you go to the description, find a Beacon AI link. They'll take you to all sorts of places like my Patreon, Bandcamp, Redbubble, etc. Click that link, go to those places, do what you do on them. Like the video if you like, dislike if you did, subscribe if you want to keep with this and other shows. Mostly this one right now, but I do other things from time to time. So a subscription will help you know when those happen. Leave a comment. Have you played Orcs Must Die? Have you played any other games that are similar to that? Have you played whatever that game was that I was thinking about earlier that I put in editing, I assume? Leave a comment. Share the video. Do the things. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!